We've been talking about chaos a lot on the show. What are some of the things that could really happen this year that would throw everything into a blender? And I was looking at the ACC. And guys, not that it will happen, not that I'm predicting it, but I'm going to pop the paper here. It could go really sideways for the ACC quickly this year as a conference. Week 1 is so important for this league because it could be great and it could set them up to be a multi-bid league, maybe like a 2 or 3 bid league in the college football playoff. But I'm telling you, if it goes south, and it could go really south in week 1, they could completely cut their legs out from under themselves and be a 1 bid league max. And the thing about it is, listen to these out-of-conference games. So we know LSU plays Clemson. Clemson's short favorite. Bama's a double-digit favorite against Florida State. Georgia Tech's favored by 4.5 on the road, but they're going on the road to Colorado. Notre Dame's favored by 3 at Miami. TCU's favored by 3.5 at North Carolina. Tennessee, they'll probably be a 2-touchdown favorite against Syracuse by the time that game happens. South Carolina's nearly a double-digit favorite against Virginia Tech. And my point is, it's unlikely that the ACC whiffs here and goes 0-7. It is not out of the realm of possibility that they could go 0-7 or like 1-6. And so the point there is, well, that doesn't affect the conference championship race. You're right, it doesn't. The question becomes, if you get way down the road and it's Selection Sunday, the ACC champ, let's say Clemson won the league, they're in. And let's say you got like Miami and Louisville and Georgia Tech or someone like that, and they're fighting to get a second spot in, and it's like a seesaw. Them against a 9-3 Florida or them against Michigan or someone like that. You know how quickly someone's going to pull out that out-of-conference record disaster of week 1? That should happen, by the way. That's the way it should work. We don't always get a great sample size of conference versus conference. But for the ACC, at least this year, they're going to have a really healthy sampling. Not to mention at the end of the year, you know, you got Florida State, Florida, you got Georgia, Georgia Tech, so Clemson, South Carolina. Like, you got a bunch of it on the front end and the back end immunity. You got a bunch of it that'll go a long way in determining the relative strength of that conference. And I look at week 1. And you want to talk about chaotic, like think about how great the ACC could set itself up in the non-chaotic scenario. But in the chaotic scenario, if you come out of that 1-6 and the one win is like Georgia Tech over Colorado or something like that, the kind of game where people look and say, yeah, you beat Colorado. Colorado's not going to be any good this year. The games that mattered, you know, the games that really counted, y'all got smoked, y'all got blanked. Yeah, that could happen. And if that happens, you got no one to blame but yourself because, like, Miami's bringing Notre Dame into their house. Clemson is bringing LSU into their house. TCU is going to North Carolina. Vatech in South Carolina is a neutral site game. In fact, almost none of these games take the ACC into hostile territory. Bama's at Florida State. So, I mean, Georgia Tech and Colorado is the only really big one, I think, where the ACC team goes on the road. So the more I talk myself through it, you got to get it done if you're the ACC in week 1, or don't be complaining at the end of the year if they're not giving you benefit of the doubt. And you may say to yourself, you know, the Canellification of the conversation around all this is, oh, well, the SEC gets benefit of the doubt. They're always going to. Oh, the Big Ten gets benefit of the doubt. They're always going to. They're deeper and better conferences than you are. They have been for a little while. Probably will be again this year. So you can't leave it in the hands of the committee is the point. Just like you don't want to, if you're favored by 4 touchdowns and it comes down to the last second and there's like a holding call and, oh, the officials missed it. Don't leave it in the hands of the officials. Or if you're the ACC, you got a bunch of opportunities on your home turf or at worst neutral site. You got to take care of business in week 1.